In order to win a war, you need weapons. But not all weapons have the same impact. There are weapons, then there are weapons of mass destruction. The use of these weapons only causes unimaginable pain. Perhaps the biggest tale of a weapon of mass destruction being used in the world is the story of the atomic bomb, which was also known as the Manhattan Project. World War II began in 1939, and world powers knew that mass weapons might be needed to defeat Hitler and his allies. The decision to make an atomic bomb became more pressing when intelligence surfaced that German scientists had been working on nuclear technology from the early 1930s. On December 28, 1942, the President of America, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, set up a team that he coined the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was the code name used for the American-led effort to develop a working atomic bomb. The mandate of the project was for a group of physicists to work with the military on nuclear weapons research. The leader of the team was a man named Robert Oppenheimer, who is remembered as the father of the atomic bomb.
To impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
The effort took 3 years. On July 16, 1945, at a remote location in the state of New Mexico, the Manhattan Project team successfully detonated the bomb in a test known as the Trinity test. It created an enormous mushroom cloud that was some 40,000 feet high. The Manhattan Project created 2 bombs. The first was a uranium-based bomb known as Little Boy, and the second was a plutonium-based weapon called the Fat Man. Now, it was time to put them to use. The Second World War had more or less ended in Europe by April of 1945, but fighting in the Pacific between Japan and the United States still continued. In July of that year, the new President of the United States, Harry Truman, called for Japan to surrender, and if they failed to do so, well, they would face, quote, prompt and utter destruction.
There can be no peace in the world until the military power of Japan is destroyed, with the same completeness as was the power of the European dictators. To do that, we are now engaged in a process of deploying millions of our armed forces against Japan in a mass movement of troops and supplies and weapons over 14,000 miles, a military and naval feat unequaled in all history.
The United States kept their promise, and on the 6th of August of the same year, the US dropped its first bomb, the Little Boy, over the city of Hiroshima. The bomb leveled 12 square kilometers of the city, killing 80,000 people instantly, and another 10,000 people died of radiation exposure. 3 days later, the United States dropped a second bomb, the Fat Man, on the city of Nagasaki, killing 40,000 people. On August 15th, less than 10 days after the first bomb was dropped, the Japanese emperor officially announced that the country had surrendered. The day was known as VJ Day, ending World War II. The entry of the atomic bomb into weaponry ushered in a new level of warfare. Its destruction power became much more devastating than anything ever witnessed. As we speak today, a number of world powers have invested in mass destruction weapons. the use of which would be deadly to the survival of mankind. The deadly fact must always be kept in mind. And that is your defining moment.
I'm gonna explode like atomic bomb.